Alright guys, there is a particular news that is making the Iranian government so excited. Yeah, now I'm going to explain. Yesterday, being 17th January 2026, the US forces left the Ain Ad-Asad military base in Iraq. I mean, formally, they had to leave. And then for that reason, the Iranian government has been celebrating. Now, it's a mix of both celebration and fear. So I will tell you why the Iranian government is happy and at the same time they are scared. But first of all, you need to understand exactly what is happening. Now, that military base in Iraq was occupied by the US military when the war broke out between US and Iraq, when they were trying to kick Saddam Hussein out because of those weapons of whatever. I don't want to mention that name here. And then for about how many years they were there and then they left? I think they left around 2011. Was it 2011? And then the Iraqi government called them back. Was it 2014? Something like that. Please confirm it for me. When ISIS started making trouble. So the US government forces went back. And then the Iranian government has been complaining. They did everything possible to kick them out, but they couldn't. I think it was around 2020 in the process that the US deleted Qasem Soleimani. That's the right-hand man of the Iranian supreme leader. That's Ayatollah Ali. And for that reason, these guys have made effort to ensure that they revenge or they are avenged on his own behalf. Do you understand? Iran has done everything they could to ensure that if they cannot avenge his death, the US is able to leave. And somebody is asking, why did the US delete Qasem? Qasem was not just the right-hand man of Ayatollah. He was this guy that organizes, proxies, organizes groups. That's why today they still accuse Iran of sponsoring terrorist groups. Do you understand? And everything the guy was doing he was not just a military personnel. He was an intelligent man who was troubling the US. Doing everything. He was one mounting pressure on the US to leave that base. And then they stayed there until it was time for them to leave. So yesterday now, they just announced that they had left. And then the Iranian government has been so excited. But why? Because somehow, Iran has always wanted to be in charge of the Middle East. So having US there was a threat to them. But that is not all. That military base was like a big surveillance camera watching every move that the Iranian government makes. Or should I say made? Do you understand? So they were not comfortable with that. It's like having an enemy who is right there watching every step you do. Your enemy as your neighbor. So your supplies, your logistics, they can watch everything you do. So that became a problem to them. And apart from that, Iran had always wanted to use a land bridge that connects Iran to Iraq, from Iraq to Syria. But then that military base, even though it was built by Saddam Hussein, in fact, I learned it has own, cinema, it has swimming pools, it has everything that pertains to life and godliness. But that particular military base sits right at the edge of the road, and they cannot pass there. So the US living right now is some kind of victory for them. And then the Iraqi government, the Iranian government is now framing it to mean that this pressure to be mounting on the US government to leave that place has finally succeeded. In fact, it's a victory for Qasem Soleimani because he was at the forefront trying to disturb the US government to leave. Are you following now? So why are they scared? Now, the Iranian government is scared because they really cannot explain exactly the intention of the US forces. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Now that there's trouble between Iran and US, is it possible that US has withdrawn because they want to hit them without worrying about their military base? Do you understand? Or what is the reason? So should we celebrate or should we wait for the unexpected? So that one too is getting Iran jittery. Do you understand? So I don't know what you have to say about this. Do you have any angle to this story? Can we talk about it in the comment section? For now, this was Beaver Knows. What do you know?